In today's news, President announces constitutional amendment plans to shift commencement of presidential term. Construction Minister assures field work on Macondo Airport will commence this year. And Education Minister says the government will prioritize developing primary education in the Maldives.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News. I am Amna Ismail, your host for today. President Dr. Mohammad Moiz has announced plans to introduce significant amendments to the constitution, including a proposal to shift the commencement date of the presidential term to November 11.
His presidential address at the opening session of Parliament on Thursday, the President stated that several key bills would be introduced this year as part of broader constitutional and legislative reforms. November 11 holds historical significance in the Maldives as it marks Republic Day, the date on which President Ibrahim Nasir was sworn into office. The term of office initially began on this date every 5 years until 2013, when the timeline was altered following a court case related to the presidential election. As a result, President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum was sworn in on November 17, a precedent that continued with the inaugurations of President Ibrahim Mohamed Saleh and President Dr. Mohammad Moiz. The proposal to change the start of the presidential term would require a referendum for which the government intends to establish a legal framework to guide the process. Alongside the change in the presidential term, the President revealed plans for constitutional amendments that include changes to the Judicial Service Commission, the alignment of presidential and parliamentary elections, and a revision of how parliamentary seats are determined. The government also intends to introduce a new land bill, a real estate business bill, and a housing bill to address the nation's ongoing housing challenges. Additionally, the President announced plans to introduce the Maldives International Financial Services Authority Bill during the current session of Parliament, laying the groundwork for international financial services in the country.
At the Riyasi Bayan 2025 forum held on Thursday and organized by the government, ministers highlighted progress made over the past year and outlined key areas of focus for the year ahead. The forum was hosted by Under-Secretary for Legal Affairs at the President's Office, Ustaz Muhammad Firzul Abdullah Khalil, and featured participation from Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Said, Education Minister Dr. Ismail Shafiu, Homeland Security and Technology Minister Ali Hussain, and Tourism and Environment Minister Tariq Ibrahim. Speaking at the forum, Minister Dr. Shahim described 2025 as a year of optimism, expressing confidence that the country will see progress in multiple areas. He stressed the importance of expanding religious knowledge as a means to combat extremism and atheism. Education Minister Dr. Shafiu emphasized that President Dr. Mohammad Moiz is one of the few leaders to prioritize primary education in national discussions. He pointed out that low pass rates in mathematics remain a serious concern, with 2/3 of students scoring poorly in O-level exams. Addressing national security and governance, Minister Ihsan stated that the government is working extensively to ensure a safe and secure country. He noted ongoing efforts to combat drug-related issues, crime, child safety concerns, and undocumented foreign workers, while also increasing transparency through modern technology in public services. Additionally, he highlighted significant progress in addressing illegal migration, curbing drug trafficking, and reintegrating drug users into society. Tourism and Environment Minister Tariq Ibrahim, who recently took charge of the Tourism Ministry, underscored the importance of environmental conservation in sustaining and promoting tourism in the Maldives. He noted that the introduction of wide-body aircraft services, the upcoming completion of the new terminal at Velana International Airport, the development of domestic airports, and the expansion of Raja Transport Link RTL ferry services will contribute significantly to the growth of tourism and the economy. Education Minister Dr. Ismail Shafiu has stated that the current administration will focus on improving primary education, which he says was neglected by previous governments.
Speaking at a forum discussing President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's recent parliamentary address, Minister Dr. Shafiu emphasized that apart from housing, education remains a top priority for the government this year. He stressed that primary education forms the foundation for all learning and that its current state is a matter of concern. If primary education continues to decline, it will pose a major challenge to nation building in the future, Dr. Shafiu said. He highlighted that no government in the last 15 years has prioritized improving primary education, instead focusing on O-level and A-level performance with limited success. The minister shared statistics indicating a decline in student performance. In 2015, 58% of students passed mathematics, but by 2023, the pass rate had dropped to 47%. He also noted that nearly half of the teachers do not meet the standards outlined in the national curriculum. Minister Dr. Shafiu stressed the importance of mathematics in developing critical thinking skills and warned that poor performance in this subject could negatively impact students' overall education. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz, in his address to Parliament, announced that efforts to improve primary education have been ongoing since January, including revising learning materials and enhancing teacher training. The government aims to strengthen the foundation of education to ensure long-term academic success for Maldivian students.
Minister of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure, Dr. Abdullah Muttalib has praised President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's dedication to fulfilling his promises, stating that the president's speeches on various platforms, including the presidential address, reflect his sincerity and determination to deliver on his commitments. Speaking at a forum held at the Islamic University on Thursday, Minister Dr. Muttalib emphasized that 2025 has been dedicated to achieving as much as possible in response to the people's needs. He noted that in the political sphere, election promises are often made with little intention of being fulfilled, but the president's approach demonstrates a clear vision and strategy for implementation. The minister pointed out that the presidential address detailed ongoing and newly launched projects in specific figures, illustrating that the government has a structured plan and policies in place to ensure progress. He expressed confidence that, as the president stated, this will be a fruitful year despite financial challenges and that the public will witness tangible results. Minister Dr. Muttalib further revealed that upon taking office, the government inherited projects worth 40 billion rupiah signed within the construction ministry alone. He highlighted that this far exceeds the country's annual revenue, making it difficult to implement projects in line with the president's commitment. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back. Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Said, the Minister of Islamic Affairs, stated that the ministry's work has been structured with a strong emphasis on spreading Islamic education in the Maldives. Speaking at the Riyasi Bayan 2025 forum held last night regarding President Dr. Mohammad Moise's presidential address delivered on Thursday, Dr. Shahim noted that the president had strongly emphasized building a society adorned with Islamic values and religious education, both in his inaugural speech and subsequent addresses. The minister further explained that the government's Islamic vision and the ministry's work structure were based on religious principles outlined in the President's manifesto and the guidelines needed to spread Islamic enlightenment throughout the Maldives. Dr. Shahim observed that extremist religious ideologies and irreligious currents were spreading worldwide, with their effects now reaching the Maldives. He acknowledged reports of individuals from the Maldives departing for war zones due to extremist ideologies, noting that other nations' experiences had proven that harsh measures alone could not resolve this issue. Based on the experiences of Islamic nations, Dr. Shahim indicated that the solution to religious extremism and apostasy lies in confronting these issues through academic discourse, raising awareness, and explaining the correct path. Minister of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure, Dr. Abdullah Muttalib, has assured that work on Hadal Makunudu Airport will commence this year. During a visit to Makunudu, the minister addressed residents' concerns regarding delays in the airport's construction. Acknowledging the community's frustration, he reaffirmed that President Dr. Mohammad Moise has prioritized the project, recognizing its importance for improving connectivity and essential services for the island's residents. Makunudu, an isolated island, faces significant travel challenges, especially during stormy weather. The nearest airport, Kurudufushi Airport, requires a 3-hour boat journey, making air travel a much-needed solution for the island's population. The minister confirmed that the land required for the airport's construction has already been reclaimed and shore protection work is currently underway. He assured that once these preliminary works are completed, construction of key airport infrastructure, including the runway and terminal, will begin within the year. The project will proceed either through contractor financing or with the involvement of Maldives Transport and Contracting Company MTCC. The land reclamation and shore protection contract for the Makunudu Airport project was awarded to Big Fish Maldives in 2023. The company has already reclaimed 43.12 hectares of land and is currently laying a 3,493-meter revetment to protect the reclaimed area. The total contract value for the project stands at $16 million USD. With a population of approximately 1,000 people, Makunudu is expected to benefit greatly from the airport's development, which will not only enhance transportation but also contribute to the island's economic growth. Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hussain has stated that drug networks in Formula City has been largely dismantled as part of the government's nationwide anti-drug operations in 2024. Speaking at the Riyasi Bayan 2025 forum on Thursday, the minister stated that the task force comprising police and customs has been leading intelligence-based drug operations targeting narcotics trade across the country. Citing examples, the minister highlighted that drug cafes operating in Formula City have been shut down and those involved in the trade have been arrested and are facing severe legal consequences, including money laundering charges. Recently, as part of the ongoing crackdown, 2 suspected drug traffickers were arrested in Formula City under a court order on money laundering charges. The suspects Ahmad Newshad, 34, and Hassan Azim, 29, were found to have conducted large-scale financial transactions without any legitimate sources of income. Police investigations revealed that Azim's bank account recorded transactions totaling 5 million rupiah, while Newshad's account handled 21 million rupiah over 5 years. According to the minister, individuals managed in the drug trade in the Maldives often operate under the guise of legitimate businesses without engaging in direct drug sales. He confirmed that the government's crackdown will continue in 2025, with authorities intensifying efforts to disrupt drug trafficking routes and prosecute those involved. Highlighting the success of these operations, Minister Ihsan reported that 600 million rupiah worth of drugs were seized in 2023, while in 2024, the amount doubled to 1.2 billion rupiah. Additionally, the minister stated that the routes used to smuggle drugs across the borders have now been closed, significantly weakening the narcotics supply chain. Minister of Tourism and Environment Tariq Ibrahim announced that the offshore solar panel system planned for the Maldives would be among the largest such systems globally. Speaking at the Riyasi Bayan 2025 forum, the minister revealed that President Dr. Mohammad Muiz aimed to convert 33% of the country's electricity generation to renewable energy. He added that renewable energy capacity had increased by 15 megawatts over the past year. The minister further highlighted that 14% of the Maldives' GDP was spent on oil imports. He noted this represented a significant expense and substantial government subsidy, adding that increasingly renewable energy would reduce these costs and ensure continued operations during weather-related oil import difficulties. Minister Tariq pointed out that all Maldivian islands currently generate power using diesel, which presents various challenges in fuel importation and power generation. He added that these issues would decrease proportionally with increased renewable energy adoption. Under the Mage Solar program for installing solar panels on households, the minister noted that President Dr. Mohammad Muiz had officially launched its practical implementation in Halif Villado. The government has ordered a criminal investigation into the death of a mother and her newborn in Gafali Finigili following allegations of medical negligence of the Atoll Hospital. The deceased Fatma Shuna and her baby passed away last Wednesday while being transported to Male for further treatment. According to the Viligili Island Council, Shuna was admitted to the Atoll Hospital, where doctors determined she needed an emergency cesarean section to save her and the child. However, both the mother and her newborn passed away as their condition worsened while being transferred through Gafalif Kurdu Airport for urgent medical care. The Island Council has raised concerns over the standard of care provided at the hospital, alleging that inadequate treatment may have contributed to the deaths. The Council has called on relevant authorities to conduct a thorough investigation into the incident. In a statement shared on X on Friday, Homeland Security and Technology Minister Ali Hussain confirmed that the government has directed the police to investigate whether negligence was involved. He stated that legal action would be taken against those found responsible. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day.